Let's go!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the House of Mario, episode 20. I'm your host, Drew Agnew, and with me today is my beautiful, big-boned, lovely co-host, Bryce DeWitt.
Yay. This is your second attempt for a prefix, so...
And that's what I got.
Yep, alright. I'll roll with it, I suppose.
No, you sound thrilled that that's what I come up with.
Yep, I'm so very thrilled.
Yeah. How are you today?
Yes, not too bad. I slept a lot because we were working fucking hard last night.
Yeah. Yeah, you've recently got a job at the same
Same
pub.
Same establishment as you are working at. Yep.
Yep,
And,
so now we can see each other a bit more.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
We
we don't get much time to catch up, so even if it's at work.
Yeah, it's good. We should do an episode live from the
pub.
Yeah.
Get the opinions of people around us.
Actually, that would make for a great video. Actually. Like, hey, drunk sir, how would you? What do you think of the Nintendo Switch? I'm like, what?
What's a Switch?
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Yep, pretty much. That's perfect. Mint, 100%.
Yeah. Alright, this episode we're going to discuss the Game of the Year awards. They're still 2 weeks away from the time of recording this episode, but we're going to go through the categories and sort of discuss each game that's been nominated and sort of our personal opinions of what we think should be in there or should win.
Yep, I think that sounds...
This is your idea, Bryce. So.
This is my idea.
Yes.
And I think my ideas are naturally brilliant, so that's fine by me. We're going to go down the list. If you've actually been to the Game Awards website, the first option is Game of the Year. We're going to leave that till last. Obviously, if you've read all this, you already know what's coming anyway. But if you haven't, yeah, you get a little bit of news on your plate, and also get our perspective.
Get some news on your plate. Okay.
Yeah, to what is nominated for what.
It's also a good excuse to talk about non-Nintendo games as well.
It really is, because like as much as we're avid Nintendo fans, there is stuff on the list that obviously we enjoy on other platforms, which is, perfect for me.
Yeah, we play like pretty much half the games on other platforms anyway, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, we'll start with Best Game Direction. So we're just going down the website. You can follow along if you're in the position to, or if you're driving your car, don't. Alright, so for Best Game Direction, awarded to Game Studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. So we've got Wolfenstein 2, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Now, okay, this entire category is pretty difficult. I haven't played Zero Dawn as much as I probably should. I've played the other 4 games in the category: Wolfenstein, Resident Evil, Zelda, and Mario. Now, Mario and Zelda, spoiler alert, is on a lot of these. Yep. It's on a lot of these. But in terms of like innovative game design, and because all of these except one, which is the one I haven't played, have all had their own respective series in the long run.
Yeah.
But like in the end, to not pick Zelda or Mario as a Nintendo fan is really hard, because both were crazy good this year. But I'm also torn because I've recently bought Wolfenstein 2 as well. It's really good. It's really, really nice, actually. But probably wouldn't top what they've went and done with Zelda or Mario. I won't lie to you. But the changes in Resident Evil might. No, because what I think they did with Resident Evil 7 was brilliant, right? You know, they managed to turn it back around to the horror genre sort of thing and make it less action oriented. It kind of feels like those days of wandering around in a Resident Evil mansion from the first game.
Yeah.
And they managed to refreshen up the vibe a bit. It looked brilliant too. Like, just playing it, it was just pretty stellar.
Yep.
And yeah, it's really hard. I think my personal thing with this is, I think for the sake of the fact that, you know, a lot of the awards for me are going to go to Zelda and Mario anyway. I think my solid pick for this will probably just be Resident Evil, to give something else a chance. But like, I think I say that on a very equal level to those other two games, in my opinion. I think Resident Evil 7 was a brilliant entry.
I'm just thinking from a game, game development standpoint, just the reason the new Zelda and Mario are so good is because they've completely reworked how the games work.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Zero Dawn, that is fantastic, and it beats Zelda in story and, you know, graphics and that. But it does feel like another open world game where you're following the checkpoints.
Yeah, right.
So that's why I don't think Horizon takes this. Wolfenstein, I haven't played Wolfenstein 2. I've just bought the first one just to play through that, and I'll get to the second one whenever that happens. But I would imagine it goes like it plays like a first person shooter. You're moving through it, and
yeah, pretty much.
Like as good as they can make that, I don't know if that will take that category. Yeah, so I think I haven't played Resident Evil 7. Have you played much of it? Did you finish it? Or?
I haven't finished it. I've played a decent chunk of it. But the thing is that it does the same thing that Zelda or Mario do. It does the same thing. They refurbished the formula, made it something better, and ultimately, you know, it could turn the face of Resident Evil around forever, which is probably a good thing, because it kind of needed it there for a long time. A lot of people weren't very happy after, you know, Resident Evil 5 and 6 and you know, any spin-offs in between. Not many people were too happy with the series. Yeah, so I think I'll give this to Zelda, I think. Just based on how crazy it is when you first boot it up and you just head off. Well, yeah, that's the exciting thing about Zelda, and it's what makes it so hard to choose between Zelda, Mario, and even Resident Evil in this category, because I feel like all of them did that to me in its own unique way. Yeah, and I think I've said this off mic as well to you, but Zelda's one of the only games where if my save file gets deleted, I'll be annoyed, because obviously lost shrines and progress doing that, but most of the progression's just in your head. Yeah, like knowing where to go. Yep, absolutely. And no games have made exploration that fun to me. No, absolutely. And I can 100% understand it from that viewpoint. Yeah. So I'll pick Zelda for that one. So actually, we might as well actually do a little vote here while we're at it. Yeah, well, hey, go ahead. I've already done my votes, but we can do yours here while you... Yeah. You know. Why not? Yeah. Well, hey, it's only 2 weeks away, right? So, next category is for Best Narrative. Our options for Best Narrative are What Remains of Edith Finch, Nier Automata, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, Wolfenstein 2, and Horizon Zero Dawn. So, I'll let you talk about this category first. Alright, I haven't actually played Hellblade or What Remains of Edith Finch. I've heard fantastic things about both. Haven't played Wolfenstein 2. Heard fantastic things about that. I've only played a little bit of Nier that you made me play before this podcast, because this is one of your favourite games of the year. Absolutely. So I'll probably just have to go with Horizon Dawn. Right. Horizon Zero Dawn. Yep. Purely because of its... when the game first started, it's going through just light spoilers for Horizon. You start off as Aloy when she's a child, and it's sort of a cutscene of showing her progressing, growing up until when she's an adult. And just, I don't know why, but I teared up in that bit. I have no idea why. Like, stirred an emotion within you. Yeah, it did something. I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. And like, just the story so far through what I've been going through has just been really good. Yep. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. What about yourself? Okay, so I haven't played What Remains of Edith Finch. Always hear... Obviously, I've heard a good thing about that. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. I'm very interested in playing, but haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where like I just love the look of it, but just yeah. And of course, Horizon Zero Dawn I also have not played. I've played Wolfenstein 2 and I've played Nier. Okay. So the pick for me is out of this category, to be honest, of course. But Wolfenstein 2 so far is cool. It's a cool setting. Like as much as I've played, you know. Spoiler alert: if you don't read the back of boxes, it's about a whole Nazi regime taking over America.
If you don't look at the box in general,
well, yeah, exactly. It's about a whole Nazi regime taking over America, and you as the infamous BJ Blazkowicz join the resistance to take down the Nazi regime. So I think there's a lot of potential in there.
Yeah,
it looks really good, and I'm really excited for it. To keep playing, obviously, but yeah, in terms of narrative, I think that there's a lot more hidden in Nier. Now, the little bit that I've made you play so far, that was only the beginning. That was only the first stretch.
Mm-hmm.
But something I've discovered playing through, because I originally played this game on PC. I picked it up on PS4 again this week because I was like, this game needs my attention and I've been putting it off for a long time. My PC doesn't run it very well, so I'd better play it. And so I picked it up and I started doing more side quests during the initial story, which is 2B's story. And there's a lot of stuff that I missed. A lot of stuff that, you know, when you look at it from another perspective, you're like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
The whole setup for and this is going to be like spoilers, of course, but shut up. The whole thing with Nier Automata is that you're playing as androids. You're trying to take back Earth from the machines. Now, there's a whole exposition on that I'm not going to go into. The problem with Nier is that it actually dates all the way back to Drakengard 1 on PS2. So there's a whole like bunch of lore there.
Do you know all that? Do you know?
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I've watched a recap video, but from personal experience, I do not. But there is a lot there that can just be summed up. With Nier Automata, there's only one thing you really need summed up that's at the end of Nier on Xbox 360 and PS3 that needs to be explained in order for you to get some of the stuff that's happening in Nier Automata.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's its own story. But it becomes very much prevalent on the fact of humanity in things other than humans.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, as much as I can. Yeah.
It's a morality story, and there's a lot of stuff hidden in the cracks where if you're looking at it enough, you get a whole completely different perspective. I've only done 1.5 stories. There's supposed to be 3 plus a 4th. There's ending A, B, C, and D. 3 of those, you go from a different perspective each time. And then the 4th is the full ending. And that is my goal, is to get through it this week, because I'm so sucked into the narrative. I really want to know more about it. So, yeah, I'll probably talk about it to myself at a later date.
Talk about it to yourself?
Yep, pretty much.
I'll talk about it when I play it too. So, basically, you need to let me borrow that, and I'll let you borrow Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And we'll get around to it.
Yeah. Best art direction.
Now, all right, read them out.
Yeah, this is going to be... So it's Destiny 2, Cuphead, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Persona 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay, so I have played every single one of these games except Horizon. Every single one. Now... I have no idea why Destiny 2 is there.
It's a pretty game. I get, like... It's got pretty cool aesthetics.
But... I don't know. It just... The thing is that I enjoy Destiny 2 a lot more than I do Destiny 1. because I didn't play the crap out of Destiny 1. I didn't really agree with the sales ethics that's going on with that. But Destiny 2 does not feel that much different to Destiny 1 in terms of art direction. It just, it really doesn't. So I don't see it as something like, whoa, that blew my head off. Whereas then, you've got games like Cuphead that is like completely hand-drawn all the way through. It has its own, old cartoon design.
Like you've never really seen that in a video game before.
Well, no, like you see hand-drawn frame by frame type of stuff, but with Cuphead, usually that's in fighting games, and when I say that, I refer to stuff like Skullgirls, or BlazBlue, stuff like that. Whereas this is more of like an adventure platformer that really, does the art style justice. Everybody's in love with Cuphead right now. It's obviously a great game. But then you've got the other two on the list that I've played, which is Zelda and Persona. Now, Persona is probably my JRPG of the year. It is a damn good game and deserves attention. Like, if you're planning to play it, deserves a lot of attention. And Zelda, in terms of art direction,
I think it's a beautiful game. Like,
I think it's beautiful as well.
It just sort of it could use a bit more powerful hardware to really realize that.
I think so too. Yeah.
Because do you remember the original E3 reveal?
Oh yeah, it looks amazing.
Like if that like you could have this game running on a powerful PC, it probably would look like that.
Yeah,
and that would be stunning. But as it is on Switch, it's beautiful, but
it's obviously been dumbed down. I think at that point they had a lot of high expectations for the Switch.
Yeah, but even then it was announced as a Wii U game, so I don't know. Obviously, they were just
blowing out their ass.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, yeah, it did look much better on, like, from that perspective. But apparently, and this came up in news, in that was I can't remember who it was that said it. I think it was Anuma, but he was like, "Yeah, this is the direction for Zelda from now on. This is how we're going to do it," sort of thing.
Open world,
big open world. And like we'll probably have more story context next time and stuff like that, of course. But like they want to have, the thing is with Zelda, of course, the original vision for it has always been you need a big playground to explore. That is Zelda.
Yeah.
And then it got linear for a lot of time, like a long time. So
maybe it did have that art direction, like that look, but they made it even bigger.
Yeah,
order.
I think so.
Yeah, so I think that's might have happened.
I think that's what they came around to, because if you look at it from the perspective of the scenes in that trailer, you try to find somewhere that looks like that in the game now.
Yeah,
it's
you won't.
You won't find it.
There's so much going on.
Yeah, of course.
Like all the grass just moving, even.
Yeah, it's a massive world, and it's just
there are snippets when like the sun's rising and you're going over a hill, it's reflecting off the hill. The grass is shimmering. You're like, oh,
yeah,
this looks like, awesome.
It's pretty.
Then sometimes at night time you're on like a bit of dirt that's for the same texture. You're like, oh, not so much.
Yeah, just
depends where you are. But don't think Zelda takes this category, even though I absolutely love the way the game looks.
Yeah, of course.
Horizon Zero Dawn is a fantastic looking game. I love just the designs of like the enemies, and like when this game was first leaked, it was first leaked by like a Chinese website.
Yep.
And it was basically like, oh, there's a cave woman shooting a bow and arrow at a robot. Like, holy crap, that looks like the coolest idea for a video game I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah.
And the game looks stunning, like everywhere you go. I don't know. Personally, I think I might vote for Cuphead.
Oh, yeah. I think it's a pretty clear choice between Cuphead and Persona for me.
Yeah.
Persona doesn't deliver in particularly amazing graphics, it delivers in just like the graphic design set.
Yeah.
Like just
opening the menu.
Just even opening the menu is damn cool. Like if you can make something look as damn cool as opening a menu, like you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
It makes the game feel like completely just I don't know. Persona really is
it just oozes style.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does. And if you haven't played Persona 5, I immediately recommend it. You have to spend some time in it. I'm going to say about 80 hours or so to get it finished to a semi-rushing degree.
I mean, I bought it when I got busy and I got nowhere near finishing it.
Get around to it someday.
Yeah, no, I will.
It's definitely worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a bit of free time at the start of this year by the looks of the game releases and work and things like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully you get
around to it.
All right, next category, Bryce. We've got a next score / music. We've got Destiny 2, Cuphead, Nier, Legend of Zelda, Mario Odyssey, and Persona 5.
Yep. You talk about this one to start with.
No, Destiny. It all sounded good. Nothing.
Nothing stellar.
Nothing. But I mean, a lot of this music, it works great in the games, but it's really the music that you're inspired to go out and download to your iPhone and listen to the soundtrack. That's when you know it's an awesome soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like The Legend of Zelda, it sets the mood so well. But I got the soundtrack with the limited edition. You put it in, it's like crickets chirping and wind and that. There's a couple of themes, like the main theme for the game when you start it up, and what's the tip of my tongue. The big rock guys, their theme,
Talos themes.
The Talos theme, like they're like oh yeah.
Bum, 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 bum,
But a lot of the music is just atmosphere for the game.
Yeah,
which works awesome.
I think the thing with Breath of the Wild music too, though, is that it makes really good remixes.
Yeah.
It makes awesome remixes.
Yeah, we've played a couple on this show, which were just like, yeah.
So good. That Dallas remix, Chime, love you.
Cuphead. Can't really remember any Cuphead's music.
I mean, the thing with Cuphead's music is it's very fitting, obviously, to the design of the game. But in saying that, I don't think there's anything else you could add to Cuphead and make it seem as good. Like it has to have that style of music, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would you put it on a game that's based on like an old style cartoon and not give it music that's set around the same era?
Just have heavy music,
heavy metal, like, what else are you supposed to do, sort of thing. And then you've got Mario, Nier, Persona 5.
I'm thinking Persona 5 for this one.
You never see it coming.
What do you think? You've actually finished Persona, so you would have heard majority of the music.
I really love Persona 5's music. It's kind of hard. It's kind of a hard category for me, right? Because Persona 5 and Nier Automata are going to be between my two picks for this one. Okay. I know you haven't played much Nier Automata yet, but sometimes the music is just perfect in Nier Automata.
Well, it even stood out to me in that little bit that we played before.
Yeah. Like it's really good.
In saying that, Super Mario Odyssey, that's got a fantastic soundtrack too.
No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not dolting it back, but I think it's really hard to make a song that's purely instrumental and be happy to listen to it. At least from my perspective.
Right.
I like vocals.
It has a couple of vocal songs in there.
It does. Obviously, you've got Jump Up Superstar and stuff like that, which are fantastic, and it's created one of my favorite moments in gaming. Which, if you've played through Mario Odyssey, you know what I'm talking about when I say that. But I think the thing is that the ambiance and the theming of music and stuff like that between games like Nier and Persona 5, things just kick in at the right time all the time, and they never stop.
Yeah.
And both those games have a soundtrack that's almost 100% filled with vocals in their soundtrack. So, like, it's very rare a song doesn't have vocals somewhere in the background in them.
And that's why I think Mario Odyssey's soundtrack doesn't jump out as much as it probably should for someone like me who's a huge Mario fan, because Super Mario Galaxy, I don't think you can top that soundtrack.
No, exactly. It's massive orchestrated and
it's just, and that kicks in at the perfect time.
Yeah, that's one of those soundtracks that works really well without vocals. Do you know what I mean?
Like that's one of my main memories from Mario Galaxy, just like landing on a planet and Mario puts his arms up. It's like, welcome to the galaxy. But it just like the orchestra kicks in, you're like,
Yeah,
oh.
it's fantastic. Yeah,
It's just, oh.
it's the same thing with it's the same thing with these two games for my picks here is that both of them sound damn amazing at the right time, and like their soundtracks are just catchy. I've always got the Café LeBlanc theme stuck in my head.
Yeah.
It's lovely. I love it. And it's the theme on my PS4, my Persona 5 theme has it as well.
Oh,
so it's
really?
just constantly playing the Café LeBlanc theme. It's so soothing.
Well, no wonder it's stuck in your head.
Yeah, but it's not even just that song.
Yeah.
It's like you've got the song at the final boss and stuff like that. It's just like, oh, it's so epic. It's so good. It's just placed in at the right time. It's so good. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'll settle on probably Persona for that one.
Yeah, I'll give it to Persona.
Yep.
Best audio design. So this is similar with the soundtracks, but this is more atmosphere, as we were talking about with Breath of the Wild. So we got Destiny 2, Hellblade, Resident Evil, Zelda, and Super Mario Odyssey. Haven't played Hellblade, but I hear that's fantastic because it's about sort of mental health, and you've got things whispering to you all the time. I think they use, from what I've heard, they use their...
Have you actually watched the
cues.
development process and stuff of it?
No, I haven't, no.
It's really crazy. Like, at times, they just had, like, a full perspective mic where, like, it takes in sound from all directions, and sometimes they just had people, like, circling around this microphone, whispering in it at different times and stuff like that. So, when you hear it in the game, in 7.1, you've just got these voices buzzing like around your head, like it's meant to psych you out. It looks really cool.
Yeah,
but I think it's pretty ingenious. But for me, until I actually play the game, it's gonna be hard for me to judge it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it looks really promising.
To be honest, like I'm thinking back on this year, I wish I spent my money on like Hellblade and Edith Finch or something instead of Destiny 2.
Yeah.
know?
The thing is with Destiny 2 is it was just kind of a time sink.
It was a fun bit of a time sink, but
yeah, in the end,
yeah.
Time sink's the time sink, right? Like, you know, my argument with Destiny 2 is that, like, now that I've done everything, I don't feel like doing anything more until the next expansion or whatever comes out. I don't feel like there's enough in the game at the current point in time to call it a complete game. So yeah, people will argue against it, I suppose. But
yeah, well, people who love it it. But Resident Evil, how did they use audio in this? Did they use it to like creep you out? Obviously.
Well, yeah. Ambient sound wasn't as much as a thing because they kind of favoured more towards like what's happening in the house. Now you have to remember that like this game takes place in just a house.
Yeah.
For the most part, the only time you ever leave it is like one point in the middle of the game, and one point at the end of the game, and then that's it.
Yeah.
You know, so there's things always constantly going on in the house. The family's walking around, they're making noises and shit like that. You know, it's made to creep you out. You're fearing this family the entire time. Like, you don't want to run into them. So having stuff like that pop up from time to time really gives you the chills. You're just like, no. I don't want to face Jack again with his creepy ass head that he can shoot off and not die from. No.
Yeah.
You know, it's more about like just how it feels when you're walking around that house. Whereas you've got games here like Senua's Sacrifice that's more about like what's going on in the character's mind and how it portrays like mental illness and stuff. And then you've got games like Zelda where the ambience changes depending on sometimes where you are. Like Zelda has some very subtle but genius sound design where like if you stand in certain areas you wouldn't notice, but if you speed up the music in that area fast enough for whatever's going on in the background, that's like all you hear when you're like just listening to it is like boom, bloom, boom,
yeah,
type of thing. But if you speed that up, if you go to the Temple of Time, get that music, speed that up. That's the Temple of Time theme going on in the background. But it's been like designed in such a way that you wouldn't be able to tell. You just think it's like nice little ambience music.
Yeah.
So you could have like 30-minute tracks there that's just like blum, boom, blum. But then like when you speed it up, it's just
like the Guardian music, like it's not super, like a lot of the times in games they'll try to make you feel stressed by doing this, like your music fits quite fast.
Yeah.
Whereas the Guardian music, it's kind of mellow in some ways, but it still stresses you out.
Yeah.
Like it's really well done.
I like the crazy piano at the start of the Guardians music.
Yeah. We've really got to stop trying to do soundtracks.
It's fine, but yeah, I think
fun.
for the sake of this category though, I think my safe pick will probably be probably Zelda for me. Only because I haven't played Hellblade, and I know that I've got a lot to expect from Hellblade.
Yeah.
So
well, at the start of the game, it says best played with headphones. It actually tells you to put them on.
Yeah, and I mean, I will get around to it. I absolutely will, because it does intrigue me.
So yeah, I'll give my vote to Zelda, but that's only because I'm naive on Hellblade, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I really got to try the game out because it does look incredible.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I really need to buy it, really, because it's they've gone independent.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So
yeah. So we've got best performance here. We've got Melanie Jurgens for as Senua in Hellblade. You got Laura Bailey in Uncharted Lost Legacy as Nadine Ross.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Claudia Black as Chloe Fraser in Uncharted The Lost Legacy. You've got Brian Bloom in Wolfenstein 2 as BJ Blazkowicz. And you've got Ashley Birch for Horizon Zero Dawn as Aloy. Now, do you remember any of these characters?
Yeah, I've got the Uncharted characters and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably go Laura Bailey for Nadine Ross.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
Just just especially in the Uncharted games, how they captured the emotion of the characters so well.
Yep.
Horizon Zero Dawn, Aloy's a cool character, but yeah, I don't know.
You don't know really? Yeah, this is a hard category because it's not voting on actual, like, you're trying to think back to all these characters, and you're kind of like, eh. But like the only character I know on this list is the guy that does BJ Blazkowicz in Wolfenstein 2, and I've really liked BJ Blazkowicz's monologuing and stuff like that. It's been sorry. It's like a pre-story that really shook me to Wolfenstein 2, and his voice was just perfect for it.
So who is BJ in the game?
BJ Blazkowicz is the main character.
The protagonist, yeah.
Yep, he's the protagonist. So like he's like monologuing like his own past sort of thing at the start of the game. I'm not gonna yeah. But with his voice, it was just perfect for it.
Right.
It was awesome. It brought a tear to my eye to a degree, and I was like, it feels like a man that had risen from the ashes sort of thing as a kid, and he made his own way in life, and now he's here, sort of thing. And it was really good. But as the only person that I know on the list as of now, I'll probably put it in for him. But yeah, so we'll move on to the next category, I think.
Games for Impact.
Games for Impact. Now, this is also hard because this is just a bunch of games I've not played.
Likewise, yeah. So, Please Knock on My Door, Night in the Woods, Life is Strange Before the Storm, Bury Me, My Love, What Remains of Edith Finch, and Hellblade.
And Hellblade.
Yes.
I think I'll give it to Hellblade just out of the fact that I need to play that game. I have not even played the first episode of the first set of episodes of Life is Strange, so
Oh, it's so good.
I'm sure it is. I
just haven't played this because I just want all the episodes in one spot, and I'll buy it and download it then.
I just don't.
But
like, I've played episodic games before. I've played Wolf Among Us. I've played The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead brought an absolute tear to my eye, and I loved it.
This is up there with the first season of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. But I don't know.
If I let you borrow it, because I've got it on disc, would you play it?
Oh, yeah. Not straight away. I got some other crap to play, but I'll play it eventually.
Got a lot of shit
But the
to
thing
play.
is everybody's just like, oh, like, I've had that before with this. Like, somebody said, like, oh, will you play it if I let you borrow it? And I'm just like, I guess. Sort of thing. But I never got around to it because it never got lent to me, and I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, it's a shame, really, because I'd I haven't heard of Bury Me My Love or Please Knock on My Door, but the other four, they're all games I'm like, I really want to play.
Yeah.
Just haven't had the time to get to them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Especially this year with all the Nintendo stuff, it's been a lot of money, a lot of time.
This year's been a very Nintendo year for me, like, without question. It's, you know, I've still played other things, of course. You know, it's been a massive year in gaming. It's been so good. But
it's been too good.
It's been too good to a degree, because I can't keep up with everything. There's so much out there.
Like, even you with Persona 5, if you want to play Persona 5, which is one of the games of the year, that's a lot of time you got to set aside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Zelda, 150 hours I put into Zelda.
Yeah.
You know, Mario I put 50, 60 hours into so far.
Yeah.
You know, in the end, it's just that there is a lot of stuff out there. It's not just... Yeah.
It's all that on top of...
It's not out of complete ignorance is what I'm trying to say. It's just there's too much going on. You know? But yeah. I'll give it to Senua's Sacrifice because it's the game I'm most interested in.
Yeah, I might too, because that's the game I'm most interested in as well.
Yeah.
But Life is Strange, I'm really keen to play that as well.
Get in and play that, yeah.
And friend of the show, Seamus Mullins, really likes Edith Finch. So
yeah.
He said that's his personal. Last time I talked to him, he said that was his game of the year. So I'm like, oh,
yeah. I'll have to have a look at it. I've heard things about it, but I haven't acted upon them, obviously.
Because I'm in the mood for just sitting down, getting a story, turning it off, being done.
Of course,
as well, especially after playing so many long games this year.
Yeah.
They need to be on Switch.
They do. They need to be on Switch.
Then you can pick them up and play them, yeah.
Of course. You can go anywhere with them. So the next category is for best ongoing game.
Alright, so I don't even play ongoing games. So.
I do, so I can actually talk about this category. So, our nominees for ongoing games here are Warframe, Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, Grand Theft Auto Online, Destiny 2, and PUBG. Or PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds if you really, really need the full title. Yeah. But everybody just knows it as PUBG.
I'm just going to put my very small 2 cents in.
Because you've played Overwatch a little bit.
I've played Overwatch a little bit.
And that's about
actually, that barely even counts the amount I've played Overwatch. Mm-hmm. But just from what I'm hearing from all these communities through podcasts or articles or whatever, it sounds like GTA's doing the coolest things with their online.
Right.
Just adding things and always keeping the community up to date with what they want. Just the fact that people are starting motorbike gangs and they actually look at that and be cool, actually implement that in the game.
Yeah.
Like, that is one of the coolest things. But even Overwatch, they're doing that with this Iron Fist character, aren't they? Doomfist. Like, they
went and did that as well, yeah. The demand for it was so large that they made it one of their top priority things.
Yeah, so I think both of those games are doing awesome things with their communities. Rainbow Six Siege, they've made their game from an okay game to an awesome game just through listening to the community, constantly improving.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Yeah.
Destiny 2, awesome. It was an awesome launch.
Not much after that.
We're still waiting on the DLC.
Yeah,
very soon. It's a couple of weeks.
I think so.
Yeah, so that's going to be a good game for a lot of people. PUBG. That's going to keep getting bigger and bigger. That's one of the biggest games this year, just for impact.
Yep.
And Warframe, I've got nothing to say on Warframe.
Okay, so I will run through each of these because I've at least played every single one. Okay. Warframe had a really big update this year, and people say that it's probably one of the best things that ever come to the game, right. I guess. Now, the thing is Warframe is... out of all of these, Warframe is free to play.
Yeah.
It's not very... Apparently, according to people that have put more time into the game than I have, I've only played it for a couple of hours, but they say it's not very pay to win at all. And you can play the game almost 100% free. It's a bunch of fun. And like I've been meaning to play more of it, but at the moment I just don't care. There's just too much else. If it's a free-to-play game, I can go to it at any time.
I redeemed it when I first got my PS4, but because there's like nothing else to play apart from that.
Yeah, exactly. But apparently, it's just one of those games that's super good on that type of thing for a free-to-play game. Yeah. Rainbow Six Siege is really good. It just keeps adding more content. Sure, you have to pay for some of it. That's a given. But the thing with Rainbow Six Siege is it could just be the ongoing, like, what I would call the S&D esport game. Yeah. Search and destroy esport game, because it's all about tactical advantaging, making the right breaches at the right time, setting up the right barricades when you need to, correct camera positioning. Like, there's a lot to it. Yeah. There's tons to it, and there's there's like an ever expanding roster of characters. The developers have actually said they wouldn't mind if it gets up to the level of League of Legends, where they have 150 different characters that all do different things.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, they just want to keep adding on to it because it's a really unique experience in terms of multiplayer games. It has gone absolutely from an okay game to a great game. Yeah. And that's what's good about it. Now, I have spent a lot of time in Overwatch. A lot of time in Overwatch. I've stopped playing it more recently because I feel like some of they're having real trouble with the meta at the moment in the online.
Oh, okay, are they?
Like in the ranked sort of sense, yeah. Because there was a long time there where it was basically like whichever team had the best Mercy won.
Right.
She was just that broken, and it was a massive problem. But in saying that, there's also been metas where it's just like, if you don't have 3 tanks, you don't win, or, you know, like, the problem with Overwatch is there's always going to have an ever-changing meta that just seems ridiculous. It's really hard to balance Overwatch, I feel, because having a team of 6, you could come up with a team of anything, and it really makes, you know, quite the shocker to it, but, yeah. GTA Online, as you said, you know, fan stuff. I don't play much GTA Online, but I did, and it was okay.
Just pure fun.
Well, yeah, as it is.
And stress, losing your money.
Destiny 2 is Destiny 2 in my opinion. I can't really comment on that. PUBG is here as well. PUBG is also somewhere else on this monks of games, but I'm going to talk about that a bit later. PUBG has a lot of potential. I don't think their ideas are in the right place at the moment, because they're really trying to push it as an esport. But what they need to be focusing on is finishing the development of the game right now.
Yeah.
But I'll talk about that a bit more later on, because you should probably try and make a headway through this list a bit.
Yeah. Just out of this category, like best ongoing game, do you think Destiny 2 and PUBG haven't been out long enough to sort of give them the award? These games have been out for at least, you know, a year or two, whereas they've proven themselves as an ongoing game a bit more.
Yeah. I do think any one of those other 4 should deserve it.
Yeah, because it could be the same time next year. PUBG's just gone.
Well, exactly.
You don't know.
The thing is like I said, PUBG has a lot of potential. That doesn't mean they're going to fulfill that potential.
It looks like they definitely are, probably.
Maybe.
With the amount of people
we'll
playing.
See. I'm going to talk about it briefly a bit later. We'll try and get through.
Right.
We're getting down into the more niche categories, so we'll try and move a little bit faster with this.
Best mobile game, we've got Fire Emblem Heroes, Super Mario Run, Old Man's Journey, Monument Valley 2, and Hidden Folks. Not
big on mobile games. Mario Run's pay to play price shits me, so I never bought it. And
I was fine with the price, just the
fact that it was always online was annoying.
Yeah, because when I would want to play it, I wouldn't be online. So what's the point? So I never bought it.
Yeah, exactly. Fire Emblem Heroes probably takes this category for me because I'm an absolute gacha game nerd and I love it.
Yeah,
I've got my own little Fire Emblem Heroes account that I love.
I haven't played the other games, but Monument Valley 1 was awesome. I didn't even realize there was a number 2 until going down this list. So I'll be interested to play that.
Yep. No, well, this category is Fire Emblem Heroes for me.
I just never look at mobile games, but there's some really interesting ideas on that platform. Best handheld games. So Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World, Monster Hunter Stories, Metroid, Samus Returns. Just go down a bit. Ever Oasis and Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadow of Valentia.
This entire category for me has been like kind of a farce this year because of the Switch.
Yeah.
I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
The thing is that I've heard good things about Samus Returns, Ever Oasis, and Fire Emblem. I personally think out of just looking at the games, Samus Returns would probably take it for me.
Samus Returns is the only one I've actually played.
Yeah. I think it looks really good, and I think it's a good iteration of Metroid 2.
Like, Yoshi's Woolly World was a Wii U game to us, so
yeah, exactly. So really, not much of a change there for us. I don't think.
It sort of ignored the 3DS this year, apart from Metroid and Pokemon.
I guess.
Not really.
I guess Pokemon.
Well, you haven't played Pokemon, but
no. I'll get around to it. Again, I'm only going to play it. I'm probably not going to invest
best VR game. I've only used a VR helmet once in my life.
Yeah, I've never used a VR helmet in my life, but the most appealing thing looking to me in general is Super Hot VR.
Yeah, so there's Super Hot VR, Star Trek, Bridge Crew, Lone Echo / Lone Echo, Echo Arena, Farpoint, and Resident Evil 7. Probably just say Resident Evil 7 because it's a full-fledged game for VR.
I think Super Hot is like crazy interesting to see played in VR.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I think it looks really good, and it's Super Hot's one of those games where it's just like artistic as hell without really trying to be.
I haven't seen Echo Arena for actual gameplay, but I've heard it just described in podcasts. It sounds super fun.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how that translates to actually doing it.
Yeah.
I'd really love to pick up a VR helmet, but
yeah. Well, eventually, one day.
I mean, at the moment, their PSVRs are cheap-ish, but
yeah. Best action game.
Yeah, so we got Prey. How do you pronounce that again?
Neo,
that's all right. Destiny 2, Cuphead, and Wolfenstein 2.
Also hard for me.
Action game.
So far, in an action perspective, I've had the most fun with Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, Cuphead is a platformer, and it just feels like Mega Man to me, which is fine, because it's like, I feel like that's what it needs to be, sort of thing.
Doesn't scream action to me, Cuphead.
No, not really. Action, that's, like, Destiny 2's been just very much a RPG grind type thing.
Yeah, Destiny, like, why I was enjoying it is just pretty much seeing the bars fill up and experience fill up and stuff. Yeah. Not because... Probably Neo looks like it would be up there for that, but I haven't played that one.
No, neither. I'm going to give it to Wolfenstein simply because I can like just equip two completely irrelevant guns to each other and just go to town. It's really fun doing that.
Best action adventure game. We've got Uncharted: Lost Legacy, Assassin's Creed Origins, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Easy for me, Zelda.
Yeah, so for action game, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving, that just kind of says Zelda.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go, especially for just traversing.
Yeah.
In Zelda, climbing.
The thing is with Zelda is there's so many different ways to get around one particular obstacle. And I mean, you could say that about Mario as well, because Mario has like a proper way to do things, but then there's also a way that's not exactly the proper way to get around things.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like Zelda has a lot more options.
I feel like we haven't really voted for Mario for any of these categories, have we?
The thing is that Mario, in my opinion, is overshadowed by Zelda for a lot of these categories.
Yeah.
The thing is that if they were counted as different sets of games, it'd be like, well, yeah. You know, I loved Mario Odyssey, don't get me wrong, but Zelda just takes the cake for me. I don't think they could get much better.
So we got best role-playing games. We've got South Park, The Fractured Butthole, Final Fantasy 15, Divinity Original Sin 2. I've heard really good things about that.
Yep.
Nier and Persona 5.
Okay. This category sucks. This category sucks because it has 3 games in it that I love to death, and that's Nier, Persona, and Final Fantasy 15. I feel like Final Fantasy 15 doesn't get the credit that it deserves. A lot of people seem to forget that this game was in development for 10 years. Yes, and people think that was, but they just assume that that's a smooth development process, which is not correct. If you know anything about the development process of Final Fantasy 15, it has been anything but. It landed in Tabata's hands within the last 2 years or something like that, and he managed to craft what was a fantastic game despite the restrictions that Square Enix placed on top of him with it. And I loved the entire experience. There was parts where it weren't solid, sure.
Yeah. But
for a game that has been scrapped and put back on development and changed, and it changed from Final Fantasy Versus to fucking Final Fantasy 15. It was such a massive development cycle where Tabata was not even involved for half of it. Or even more than half of it. Yeah. And then when he finally got in the leader's seat, he managed to pull off what was, in my opinion, a very heart-wrenching and very touching story. And the game itself was just fun to play. And I'm about to go back and play it again. Because they've almost finished with all the DLC. So yeah. I'm going to go through it again, do everything, and have a bunch of fun with it.
Yeah, South Park's another game I haven't got around to, which I really want to. That's a game I want on Switch, actually.
Yeah.
That's a game I really want on Switch. Because that will run, probably. I don't know. I'm not a developer. It looks like it could.
Yep.
I guess it'll come down to these two for you almost, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Nier and Persona again?
Well, no, it's a 3-way tie for me because I feel
Final Fantasy.
I feel like 15 deserves more credit, but yeah.
Sure. Persona 5, why not?
Yeah, well,
again.
The thing is that Persona 5 is a damn good game, and it's really hard to beat it.
Yeah. All right, best fighting game.
Best fighting game.
Yeah, the game. You want to play the game?
The game.
All right, Tekken 7, Nidhogg 2, Marvel vs. Capcom, Infinite, Injustice 2, and Arms. Arms is in a category. Holy shit!
Arms.
How many votes do you reckon Arms is going to get compared to Injustice 2 or Tekken?
It's totally going to be Tekken.
You reckon?
I reckon it's going to be Tekken.
I reckon it's going to be Injustice 2.
No, I don't know.
I think that's by far the more popular game this year.
I don't know. I've barely played any Injustice 2.
I never even thought of Nidhogg 2 as a fighting game.
No, neither. No. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is going to fall into the shallow pool of nobody cares, unfortunately, because it's not Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Well, just as this isn't necessarily what I think should win, but Arms is definitely the game I've played the most out of this category this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And probably it's super fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
Played it heaps when it come out, and play it every now and again, sort of here and there these days still. They've only just updated it with a character, so they're keeping it relevant.
Yeah, and it's free too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
whereas other characters to these other games you have to pay for.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'll give it to Arms because it's the only one I played.
Yeah, I'll give it to Arms too. I think just from what I've heard, Injustice sounds.
I liked Injustice. I liked Injustice 1.
Yeah, I haven't played the second one.
Nah, neither. That's my issue.
Yeah. All right, Arms. Nintendo fanboys voting for Arms. Yeah.
Hit up. Armsy.
Best family game. All right, this is going to be a Nintendo one.
Yeah, it's pretty much a Nintendo category here. You've got 4 Nintendo games and Sonic Mania.
Yeah. Splatoon 2, Sonic Mania, Mario plus Rabbids, Kingdom Battle, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and Super Mario Odyssey. Okay. I think Mario Odyssey for this one.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey. I reckon. The thing is that Splatoon... Okay, I don't think Mario should be there because it is a re-release.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is a re-release, okay? You got Kingdom Battle, that's had plenty of praise and probably deserves to be there That's fine. I still haven't played it. You got Sonic Mania there, which was the Sonic game of this year that actually got worthy votes. Sonic Forces has been out like a week, and it's $50.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about Sonic Forces. Even on Switch, by the way, it's $50 on Switch.
Okay, it's got a discount there too.
And yeah, Splatoon 2. I love Splatoon 2.
I think just with Mario, it's so easy to give to a kid, and even if the kid's not old enough to play, I don't know if you've had experience with this with your daughter, but just
they pick it up.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
it's just one of those games where it's like
Mario Odyssey is pretty straight and flat. God damn it, I lost it.
quintessential family game.
Well, it's one of the quintessential games for the Switch in general, and like if you know how a Mario game works, and they've been fundamentally the same ever since they started Mario, you jump.
You do jump.
You do jump.
And you can do far jumps.
And you can do jumps to do certain things. Like, that's Mario in a nutshell.
Yeah. Okay.
If you understand that much about Mario, then you'll get Mario Odyssey. And I think Mario Odyssey is a charming game with a lot to it, so it easily gets it.
It just like I thought it'd be closer between Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, in especially my own eyes, just like between these categories. But I'm always like, Zelda.
Yeah, because Zelda was really good.
Usually I lean towards Mario a bit more, so I thought I might be. But Zelda's just had such a reimagine.
Yeah, it's been so prominent this year.
Best strategy game. So we got XCOM 2, Tooth and Tail, Total War Hammer 2, Halo Wars 2, and Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Haven't played any.
I've only played Mario plus Rabbids, and that's really good, so I'll vote for that.
I've heard really good things about XCOM 2 and about Mario plus Rabbids, so it's really hard. I'm not going to vote on this one, and I don't think I actually did on my actual thing anyway, because there's even a game on the list there that you think I'd give a shit about, and that's Halo Wars, and I don't really care either.
I heard that wasn't that great even.
No, Halo's not been
Halo
in a
War
good
2.
spot for a long time.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate, really, because it was such a great series.
Tooth and Tail, never heard of Tooth and Tail. The art style looks pretty cool. It's like cartoon mice.
Cartoon mice.
Oh, it's got an eye patch. It's a mouse with an eye patch. Might even be a rat. I don't know.
Might be.
All right, this is your category, Bryce. Best sports games.
Oh shit.
/ racing games. We got Project Cars 2, Pro Evolution Soccer, 2018, NBA 2K18, GT Sport, Forza Motorsport 7, and FIFA 18.
Haven't played any.
I've played FIFA. It's FIFA.
FIFA is FIFA. Yes.
Project Cars 2. I'm just going to give Project Cars 2 because things I've heard.
Yep.
Why not? Best multiplayer: Fortnite, which I assume is the Battle Royale mode.
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty, World War 2, Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Destiny 2, and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. This
is a hard category for me because even though I have my gripes with PUBG, I can't deny that some of the greatest moments of the year have come from PUBG in terms of multiplayer games. So much funny stuff has happened on PUBG before that it just makes me crack up laughing.
I think it's going to win this category by
I think so too, because like it's again what I've just said is the same reason people would be voting for it, because ridiculous shit happens in PUBG. And
I mean the three I've spent my time with is Splatoon 2, Mario Kart, and Destiny 2.
I mean, I've played every one of these games this year, at least a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I played Fortnite a bit too, actually. But I presume Call of Duty's
Call of Duty.
Yeah. Probably say Splatoon 2 just from my
personal experience.
Yeah.
I'm either going to give it to Splatoon 2 or PUBG.
I've even played a heap of Mario Kart too. I love Mario Kart.
Yeah, but again, I feel like it's because it's a re-release.
Yeah.
It doesn't need that attention.
Yeah, Splatoon 2. Why not?
All right, cool.
Most anticipated game presented by McCafe. What?
McCafe. A McDonald's vote.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
So what are you looking forward to the most? We got The Last of Us Part 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, Monster Hunter World, Marvel Spider-Man, and God of War.
See, this is hard for me because Red Dead 2 is going to be the sequel of a game that I I love with a passion.
Yeah.
Red Dead 1 was really good. Monster Hunter World looks damn good.
Yeah, it looks awesome, yeah.
Spider-Man looks damn good.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh.
And I'm sure it's somewhere I can give a shit about God of War as well, maybe.
God of War looks damn good.
It looks damn good.
And I don't care about the other games, but this one looks...
People are going to question me for this, but like I didn't play through the entire Last of Us. I played through 3 hours of it, and I didn't find the same love, care, and attention for the characters as other people seem to.
It's a shame.
It just felt like a generic zombie game. Like, it's like I gave a shit about Ellie. I gave a shit about Joel for maybe the first hour or two because, like, the opening to that game was sad.
Yeah.
It was crazy sad. But, like, after that, I don't know, I played a little bit longer than that, and I'm just like, I don't know, walking around doing this stealth stuff and having to deal with zombies from time to time. It just feels like something I've played in many other games I've played before. So,
yeah, I absolutely loved The Last of Us. I went back for the DLC and I got sort of... I remember there's a section where the clickers, they're coming from all directions at you, and I just like turned off the game. I'm like, I can't do it anymore. Yeah. So the idea of like a sequel coming out, I'm like, oh sweet, like obviously sequel to a game I thoroughly enjoyed, but I'm just thinking like I don't really want to go back there.
No,
it's such a miserable, stressful place.
Yeah.
And I'll probably buy it, I'll probably play it, but I don't know if I want to go back there because it's shit. It's a shit place to be.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what they're aiming for.
But that's clickers.
They're absolutely terrifying.
They are terrifying. But like I will admit, again, like the game was genuinely scary at points. But I don't know. Everybody was praising it for these characters that.
Well, even me, I was probably the one who played it up too much for you.
Maybe I just didn't care about them too much. I know many people that played it and they're like, oh my god, it is so good, and I'm just like, you know what, Joel's story is sad and I get that, and like I was really upset about it too, but I don't care about the rest of it.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was really, half for me.
So yeah, I think my vote would go to Spider-Man. I'm really looking forward to Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Red Dead because Red Dead, but Spider-Man is really on my goddamn eye.
Yeah, but I think it's God of War, then Red Dead, then Monster Hunter, then Last of Us. Because The Last of Us is God knows how far away. At least because God of War and Marvel is at least the first half of next year.
Yeah.
Last of Us isn't going to be for like a couple of years. Monster Hunter's like, is that January or February? That's super early as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But it looks damn good, so I can't wait for that.
Then Red Dead Redemption 2 is April, May-ish? Or is it a bit later than that now?
I'm not sure. I can't 100% tell you. I just know it's coming out next year.
Yeah. So, yeah, all awesome games. Can't wait for those.
Yeah, keen for it, though.
Oh, you reckon going to come to the Switch, Bryce? Sony's going to release God of War on the Switch?
Oh, God.
No. Best independent game. We got Pyre, Night in the Woods, Cuphead. We've got more here. What Remains of Edith Finch and Hellblade.
Here's a common occurrence across all these categories. Yeah. Cuphead, Edith Finch, and Senua's Blade.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll give it to Cuphead because I played it.
Yeah.
I would feel a lot of these would come down to Senua's Sacrifice for me because, coming around to it.
And we got best student game.
It's a jury pick.
Yeah.
So we won't actually be picking in these.
I was about to say, like, if we didn't know some of the other games, you definitely won't be knowing these games. We got trending gamer, Bryce.
Okay, so this is a category I like.
Yeah, same. So we have. You read them. I'll probably butcher. You know what I'm like people's names. So
okay. So we've got most of these will be streamers.
Yes.
We've got Steven Spone or otherwise known as Able Gamers.
Yep.
We've got Michael Grzyk, that is Shroud. We've got Guy Beam, Dr. Disrespect. We've got Clint Lexer, Half Coordinated. He is the guy that I told you that ran near at AGDQ with one hand.
No, that is impressive.
Yeah. Half Coordinated.
Because I was sort of like, man, there's a lot of buttons to press. And
Yeah.
I've got 2 hands.
Yeah, he plays it with one hand. He does it pretty expertly. And Andrea Rain of What's Good Games.
Andrea, Renee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just
Okay.
Just saying.
Sorry, man. Okay, so you don't catch up with Twitch streams all that often unless they're like, you don't go surfing Twitch a whole lot.
I haven't been recently anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, 2 of the people on this list are disabled gamers, and they're really good at what they do. They play a good game. Half Coordinated as a speedrunner. He's really good at video games, despite the fact he only has one functioning hand. He can play a controller like a god, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We've got Michael Grzyk. He was an ex Counter-Strike Go pro. He plays a lot of PUBG now. He's one of the most popular streamers on Twitch. His streams are entertaining to watch because he's a damn good player at most gun games you watch him play. He's really impressive. I don't know much about Andrea Renee.
Yeah, she's the only one I know actually.
Yep.
This year she started What's Good Games with like a group of friends, so she's kind of like, it's almost like the female equivalent of Kind of Funny.
Yep.
Like they've got there's four girls who have their own YouTube channel, do podcasts and things like that. She's been doing freelance work for multiple video game websites for years, and she actually hosted the Nintendo World Championship this year.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you remember her from that.
No, I might.
She was the lady saying, "Thanks. What's your name?" We've been going into the things, but yeah, she also does work for Kind of Funny. She's on Kind of Funny Games daily every day, so that's how I know her fairly well, just from her work there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last person in this category is the 2-time back-to-back 1993, 1994 blockbuster video game champion, Dr. Disrespect. This guy, I love this guy, and there are a lot of people out there that don't because he's cocky. That's his character. Okay,
yeah,
he's supposed to be a cocky asshole. His show on Twitch is so well produced. I love it. Guy Beam as a person, he actually worked for Sledgehammer and did half the map designs for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. No, Advanced. Is it Advanced Warfare? I can't remember the names now.
Advanced Warfare's the Sledgehammer.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, I always get tossed up with COD names.
So
nowadays.
do I, definitely, because they're all the friggin' same.
They're all the friggin' damn same.
There's a run of them where there's something Warfare.
Something Warfare.
They should release a pack just called Call of Duty Multiple Warfare.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But he did map designs for Advanced Warfare. And stuff like that. Now, he made this character about 7 years ago and did YouTube stuff playing Call of Duty as Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
And he, after, they have a really slow period, obviously, between Call of Duty games, which means that they're not really particularly needed at a particular time.
Right.
So he quit his job at Sledgehammer after Call of Duty was said and done, Advanced Warfare was said and done. And he went back to this character. And he streams PUBG on the daily at the moment. He used to be really popular in H1Z1 when that was relevant. He plays a lot of games with Shroud in PUBG.
Right.
But he's just damn entertaining to watch because a lot of production value goes into his show. He's got this character so down pat. He's 6 foot tall. What is it? 6 foot tall. Something inch vertical leap. You know, like he's got everything written down to the mustache being a poisonous Ethiopian caterpillar.
It's just random, yeah.
And just like, I don't know, he's a lot of fun to watch, and I think like he's genuinely he genuinely cares about the character enough that he never breaks it. He doesn't apologize for the action of the character. He kind of just expects people to understand that he's got an image to uphold with the character. You never see Guy Beam as Guy Beam. You always see him as Dr. Disrespect. He never takes off that costume. He's got that character so well laid out that he's onto it.
That's awesome, yeah.
He's damn good. He's one of my favorite streamers on Twitch. And like, you cannot like him because he can be a bit of an asshole as the character, but in the end you have to respect that that's his fucking character.
You have to respect it.
You have to respect that he's disrespectful. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, it's hard for me because I watch a lot of Shroud, a lot of Disrespect, but for the sheer production value, I'm going to give it to Dr. Disrespect in my opinion.
I'll give it to Andrew Renee because she's super professional in what she does, and I enjoy her stuff.
Yep. Fair enough. All good.
Alright. Best esports game, Bryce. We've got Rocket League, League of Legends, Dota 2, Counter-Strike, and Overwatch.
League of Legends is still the most interesting to watch for me, I think. It's sad because like I've dropped a lot of League of Legends gameplay in recent years. I don't play it as much as I used to, but League of Legends has so much positive garbering around it. You know the pro players of League of Legends, they're really easy to learn about. Like, a lot of them become memes. Like, Dyrus or, Faker. People like that. And, like, League of Legends as a game is just entertaining to watch. I'm sure it's the same with people with Dota 2. The two rivaling MOBAs, it just... that's how it is. I don't see much in the way of Rocket League and esports.
I haven't in a while, but that's the one I like to watch the most because
it's something that's relevant to you.
Yeah, it's the most interesting.
Of course. And then what were the last two there? There were...
Overwatch and Counter-Strike.
CSGO and Overwatch. I mean, I don't really care about CS competitive too much. I watch an SCSGO Pro, but, that's about as much. And Overwatch is only sort of just starting to really take off with esports, so I'm waiting to see where it goes.
Is it?
Well, yeah, there's been tournaments, don't get me wrong, but they've got their own thing, which is called like the Overwatch League or whatever.
Okay.
They're doing their own thing.
Oh yeah, that was early this year in Sydney and stuff, yeah.
They're trying to work on that, and that's fine. Best esports player.
No idea.
I can help with this one. Kuroki, Dota 2, Rie Jong, Overwatch, Nico, Counter-Strike Go, Cold Zera, Counter-Strike Go, and Faker, League of Legends. I feel really sorry for Faker, so I have to give it to him. He broke down and cried this year. He's known as pretty much the best mid laner in the world.
Right.
And he stuffed up in the last two games of the finals. He was in the grand final.
Faker, you fucked up, son.
He stuffed up really bad. And he, in the last fight, he picked what a lot of people would just consider an unconventional mid, but I really liked it. And he stuffed up, he got caught, and that led to his team's demise, and that's what lost him the World Championship, and I feel really bad for him. He was upset. He was quite upset, but,
We'll give it to Faker.
I'll give it to Faker, because he's super entertaining to watch and a nice person, I guess.
He's a nice person.
He's a nice person. Best esports team, again.
No idea. Don't follow
No idea. I'm going to give it to Cloud9 because Cloud9 has some of the most entertaining streamers.
Yeah.
Forsen is one of my favourite streamers.
Team Liquid, SK, Telcom 1, Lunatic Hull.
Lunatic High, FaZe Clan, and Cloud9.
Yeah. Best debut indie game presented by Schick Hydro. Oh no.
By Schick Hydro?
The Hydro man's back. Do you remember that last year? The big guy dressed up as the big shaver?
Yeah.
Oh.
We've got Slime Rancher, Mr. Shifty, Hollow Knight, Golf Story, which I've also heard is really good for some reason, and Cuphead.
I don't know. Is Hollow Knight and Cuphead. Yeah, I'll say that's what it's.
I feel like Slime Rancher was older than this year. Has to be.
Mustn't be, or at least late last year.
It was late last year, surely.
Maybe.
Anyway, yeah, I think I'll give it to Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
The thing is that like I like Cuphead and
Still waiting for that on Switch.
I know, but Hollow Knight is just so cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's edgy little game where you play as a bug. But I'm really intrigued to play it on Switch and stuff. And then go from there.
Really, like, it's so cool that like an Adelaide studios managed to make that much of a splash with their game too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Best Chinese game.
Monument Valley 2, JX3 HD, Gumballs, Icy, and King of Glory, which looks like a League of Legends clone. I can't put my vote on any of these because I'm not Chinese.
No.
That's the end of that one. Alright, so there's one more. There's the big kahuna of this list of things. And that is the Game of the Year. The picks for Game of the Year. So, we'll scroll to the top of this page and we'll talk about it. So, the current nominees for Game of the Year are The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds,
Ooh.
Persona 5,
Yeah.
and Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay. So, judging based on what's going on down this list, I think our pick is pretty damn obvious.
Yes.
However, I could give it to Persona 5 with how much time I spent in that game as well, to be honest. Super Mario Odyssey also deserves it, but again, the problem is Legend of Zelda seems to just overshadow it with each topic we go past. There's one game that I did mention doesn't deserve to be on this list, and that is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
I'm going to just put my 2 cents in here before I let you take over and talk about stuff real quick.
Right.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds should not be here. In its place should be something like Nier, in my opinion. I don't think that an early access game should be on this list. I think the developers are perfectly aware about that too.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they've been so focused on trying to make this game esports ready instead of fixing it and getting rid of the bots, the cheaters, the glitches, you know. Instead of doing stuff like that, they've been spending money and resourcing time rebranding into a new PUBG sector type thing. They're spending all this money creating like an esports environment where they have a competition and people get awarded different color pans.
Ooh.
And, you know, it's just a lot of wasted resource on, again, a game that has potential, but they won't fix it fast enough. And they've had this update in the test that's only just come to the test server this week that should have been out in about September. It's crazy. And that update fixes a lot of issues, and you know what? It'll probably make me happier with the game. But it really should be their primary focus.
Yeah. I don't feel the reason why it shouldn't be here is because it is early access. Because a lot of games like Destiny 2 and all that are receiving updates all the time as well, like this game is.
Yeah, but the issue is, sorry,
but just looking at it compared to these other games, even you can sort of tell that it's not up there with these games. But I think why it has found its way up here is because of just the conversation around it and how many people are playing it.
Yeah,
I think there are a lot of people who probably haven't played any of these games except for PUBG.
Yeah,
and that's the game they've been playing every night with all their friends. Had all the crazy gaming moments from this year. I think it's so it's sort of a hard one, but I think it's worth being in the conversation. I think it's worth it being here so we can discuss it as one of the biggest games this year. But I don't think it should win it necessarily.
No. You were just saying, like, in terms of like Destiny 2 getting content and stuff, and like how that's still ongoing. Like that's not the issue with PUBG. The issue with PUBG is that
they're still making it.
The game is damn broken. In a lot of perspective, the game is damn broken. The most entertaining things people get out of this game are like getting a really satisfying kill, winning, or finding a bug that just makes the game go retarded.
Just tell the story you told me earlier, which I found hilarious about the different PCs that can run on. Like the graphics.
Right.
I thought that was really funny.
Okay, so I've got two stories, and then there was the story I told you was that there was a point with PUBG where if you had a high performance computer and you were like awesome graphics and stuff like that running, and it just looked phenomenal, right? Cool, that's great. But the thing is that like if you came across a person that was running low and you tried to lay down in some foliage to hide yourself, the person on low probably wouldn't see that foliage because they've got all their shit down to really low. So you'd just be laying in an open field.
I thought that was so funny. I could imagine just because I was playing Fortnite earlier. I'm like, oh, there's a bush. Yeah. just the idea of that bush not being there in someone else's game because their computer's not as good. It's just so funny.
Yeah, and losing from that point of view. But like, it's just when you look at it from that perspective, like there's stuff like that all over the game. And then there are funny moments you can have in the game. Like for example, I landed in one place, and the person I was duo queued with landed over like slightly further away from me. And I had two people on another team landed with me, and we ended up in this massive like punch out brawl. They're trying to kill me, and I'm trying not to die. And then like we had like a music bot going on in Discord, and we're listening to "Running in the '90s" from the Initial D soundtrack.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden, like I just hear this buggy, and I just hear my friend going, "Running in the '90s." And he's like driving, and he like knocks over one of them, and then he comes back around and knocks over the other one while singing this meme-ass song. And I just sat there pissing myself laughing while he's running over these two. Like I couldn't move or anything. I had to take my hands off the keyboard. I had to try and keep my voice as quiet as possible because my daughter was in the next room like sleeping, and I'm just like choking on my own laughter. Like it's the stuff like that. That's the reason it's up here.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that's why it should be in the category. You can do that with a lot of games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not subjective to what was released this year. You can play so many other games that can do that for you. It's just, I probably wouldn't be as mad about it if they were working on it. But instead they're kind of just like, esports. And like any of the popular streamers of this game will tell you, no, it doesn't deserve it. And they'll
as
give
fun
you
as
a
it
very
is,
popular in time. Yeah, like you can have a game. You can have a day of PUBG where you could be 100% frustrated or 100% satisfied. It's neither. It's neither one way. Like in anywhere in between.
Yeah.
And that's usually due to the cause of the fact that, cheaters aren't getting banned and bugs are happening or whatever. But then you can have a day where you just don't see any cheaters, or there are no bugs that happen to you. Like, it's really janky. They just need to fix it in general.
Alright. So, out of the other four, what do you think of those?
Okay. I think I've sung my praises about just about all of them. It's pretty obvious that Zelda's my vote.
Yeah, likewise, it's my vote too.
Persona's been damn good to me, and I really loved it. Persona came at a time that I didn't have the internet, so I wasn't distracted.
Perfect. Yeah,
I wasn't distracted by multiplayer games or anything.
Yeah, because I was so surprised how quick you got through this game. I was like,
because it was so good. And like there was nothing to distract me from it. So, I really cracked it out, and it came at just the best time for me, and it was a damn good video game. And I was recommending it to everyone when I was 20 hours in. I'm just like, dude, you have to play it. It's such a good game. Yeah. I'm glad I picked up the Steelbook. I got the Steelbook in my case, my cabinet, and yeah, I like it. And then, yeah, I don't know. Obviously, Mario Odyssey and Zelda, they've just been the perfect games this year for the Switch, and it's really hard to say either one of them deserves this award less. You know?
Just Zelda gets my pick is just how fun it was to explore the land. With these other games, like Persona is a top-notch RPG, Horizon's a top-notch open-world game, and Super Mario Odyssey is a top-notch 3D platform adventure game. But I think where's like Zelda's sort of it's changed things, like the way you think about exploring worlds. Like Horizon, like playing it, all I wanted to do was go over there and see things, but you can't get there, and you get to a top of the hill and you've got to look for a little path down, otherwise you're going to jump and you're going to die. And like you're constantly thinking that after playing Zelda, and also like you're drawn to checkpoints a lot more as well,
right?
So I don't know, it's sort of like exploring, like as
you lose your freedom of adventure to a degree.
Yeah, but in saying that, the story is still there, where Zelda's sort of it's got a very good story. If you, like, you've got to go and piece it together.
It feels like it's lacking because of it, though.
Yeah. So there's pros and cons to both, but especially I think Zelda 100% benefited from being on the Switch as well. Yeah. Like having the hype as well as just the functional use of being able to put it in your pocket, take it with you. So you can play. I played Zelda for 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours at a time, but I also played for 15 minutes at a time. Just doing a shrine here and there. Yeah,
because you don't have to stop. You have sit in a room and then pick up a controller and turn it on, and then 15 minutes later you're like, well, that was a fun 5 minutes. It takes no longer to turn on than it takes to turn on your phone and look at a YouTube video. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I've been able to play it the most out of any game this year. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, no, I think it's well deserving of it, and I really do hope it wins it in the next when it actually comes up. Yeah. I hope it got the votes it needed to become Game of the Year. And I hope that if PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds developers have to go and accept an acceptance speech, that they'll say, no, this game doesn't deserve it. Sorry. We're not done with it. Until it's finished, it's not worth it. But yeah, in saying that, Mario Odyssey, it changed Mario a decent amount, but at the core, it's still Mario with some... Yeah. With some benefits of, not being kicked out the level. You can just keep exploring. Yeah. It's still such a joyful video game. And especially Horizon, especially when you think about it's coming from Guerrilla, who's the Killzone developers. Yeah. Think about how much you cared about Killzone. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, not at all. No. Whereas it's just such an awesome change for the studio as well for them. Yeah. Okay. All right, we got through all that. Jeez. Yeah, we did. That took a long time, actually. It took a lot longer than I thought it would. How long are we at? Hour and almost and a half. There we go. All right. Well, it's time to wrap that up then. It is time to wrap this up. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, guys. It did go a bit longer than we usually go. But we're going to end it with Nintendo Jukebox. And this week, we've got The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild remix. And it's a remix by Holder. I think we've had Holder on the show before. Like a remix, not him. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. We'll catch you later. And, yeah. What are we going to talk about next week, Bryce? What are we going to talk about next week? I don't know. All right, we'll see. No, yeah. Quick plugs. Twitter, yeah. Yep. Find me at iDruby. You can find Bryce at Bryce DeWitt. Yep, and you can find the House of Mario at the House of Mario. And we're currently in plans of discussing some things for the show next year, which we're going to hopefully make it cool. Yeah, looking forward to it. All right, we'll see you next week, guys.